Good morning and welcome. It is Sunday, the 4th of December. I am Flat Cap Callum and I'm hoping you are all very, very well. All right, coming up today, I've got it as three-quarter stake day. There's not a lot of volume, but the quality of the racing at Fairyhouse today and betting structures on a lot of those, particularly the grade ones, is decent. There's a handicap go with it. So I'm happy with what we've got today. Three bets. It's two lucky 15 type bets. And there's also a little win bet, which some people will be like, I'm not even bothering with that. I'm putting it out there. It's take it or leave it. And I've got a very clear horse of the day, and I'm saying that with a massive caveat because I don't want people getting carried away because yesterday's went and won nicely at 50-1. Just because that's what happened yesterday doesn't mean it's going to happen again the next day. But yeah, I've got a big price horse of the day in the big handicap at Fairyhouse. First race today, 12.55 Fairyhouse, as I said, three bets. So before I get into all of that, we'll go through yesterday, which most of you know was a very, very good day and a very well needed good day. So for those of you been short term, it will write off your losses. For those of you been in long term, it puts you back to where you maybe were about 6-7 weeks ago. So as much as it was a good win, you've got to be realistic about this. It's not like anyone suddenly got rich when they hadn't previously been before. So context is everything. So I'm not coming on here saying, wow, look at this, didn't we have an amazing day and aren't we all better off for it? Because you've got to have the context. So yeah, long-term viewers have seen it before. Short-term viewers, that's the first decent one we've had in a while. So for the channel, I had it as 35 on, 220 and 58 back. So 220, 58 back. So profit of 185.58. So just, I can't tell you how pleased I am for those people who probably were on the fence and wobbling and thinking, oh, I don't know, this has all gone a bit bad. Maybe I'll jump ship. So yeah, just pleased for those people who have been able to get something back before they make a decision. For those long-term viewers, thank you for your continued support. No matter what's going on the channel, yeah, you're still there and you're still sticking with the program. So that's lovely, thank you, and I genuinely mean that. Like it's just really touching and really humbling to have such lovely people. Just no matter how bad it's getting on the channel, just stick with you and have the faith. So thank you. All right, what did we do? So we started off with the early bet, and if you're Sky Bet, this one was quite profitable actually. So Royal Pretender was fourth, Santos Blue was poor. Galon de Vizel placed, and then Teresita placed fourth, but I think it was only Sky that paid it. So I think some would have had a place double, maybe some even had place single if you didn't quite get Royal Pretender. And then if you're Sky, you actually got a place treble there. So it ended up being quite profitable in terms of like 2.5 times stake back for that one. So that was bet one. So that added a bit of money in the coffers. It was one of those days where if you were Sky, there was a couple of extra bits, but then if you were betting with a bog bookie, you would have got better prices on things like Romeo Brown. Then we had this one, so no, and then that one did place just on its own, which was annoying. So it was a single place return on bet 2. Bet 3, no, unseated, no, and then that was the horse of the day that went and won. 50-1 was the SP, went from the front and stayed there, battled on well. 40-1 on the channel was what we got. But yeah, having it with an unseat, it's not ideal. We then had Silver Class 25s, SP was 14. Then that was sort of like my second horse of the day. Drifted to 18s and then ran a cracker and almost got to the shorty. So yeah, 11-1 on the channel, 18s if you got it elsewhere. So that would have been a nice place double. And then unseat. I mean, you can't ride it, can you? You're thinking maybe this time a win, a close second, and then we get 2 unseats, which neither had really got into the race to know how they were going to run. So yeah, I mean, yesterday I had 19 horses, 3 unseats and a faller. Unfortunate. And then this was the one that paid the money. So Silver Class went and won the first leg, and then Dodero Vanis. That was another unseat, but to be fair, I think it was probably beaten. There's a chance it could have stayed on for a place, but I think it was done for, and the Wolf wasn't good. And then, then we were on to Romeo Brown, and then Bowl Plant unseat. So we did have, despite the fact we had 2 unseats in this bet, we managed to get 2 winners. And those of you who've been around a while, you've seen it. There's plenty of days where you get 1 winner and you go, oh, finally, for the first time in ages, a nice 2 big price winners there. So 25s and 40s for the channel, 14s and 50s SP. Hopefully some of you probably did even better than that, probably more about the 25s and the 50 mark. So just a 15 pence each way double on 40s and 25s, that paid £168. So it's a really good demonstration of a very small stake bet can add up if you're in the right places. And then we finished off with bet 6, nothing, we've talked about that one. That was a faller, unfortunately. I really like that one as well. And then surprise picture, 4th. I think that was, again, it was only a Sky bet one, so it was a place double for Sky on that one. So that was it. So yeah, clearly that puts us in a nice place for December. We're ahead more in December than we lost in November, and that again is an important piece of context. It makes me feel a whole bunch better now about Tuesday, when I was going to do a video, didn't do a video, and I knew how the video would have gone. So yeah, we are in a much better place. Hopefully morale is there, but importantly, when morale is there, don't get too confident and carried away and start betting more money than you would normally do. So if you want to up your stake, up it by 5%, 10%. Don't just go, I'm just going to double my stake today because I've got a lot in the bank. That is the road to downhillness. So we're not coming on here after a good win, suddenly doubling the stake on the channel. We're sticking to what we do. So if you want to increase your stake, 5-10%, small increments. Don't just suddenly go double. And just because I say I've got a horse of the day and it's 80 to 1 doesn't mean it's the best thing in the world ever, because these horses are priced for a reason. It's not every day I come up with one of these ones. So what have we got here for bet 1? Sky Best 365, Paddy O'Connor next best. Starting the 12.55 at Fairyhouse, Regina Dracones 14 to 1. Then it's a really tricky one, that one. I wanted to have something in it in the 105 Kelso, but it's very, very competitive in terms of form reading. So I've gone nice and easy at 9s. Then the 145 is an 8 runner, Steel Wave, which we've backed before, 14 to 1. Even if it goes to 7, I'd still be okay with the bet. So if it was 7 runners, I'd still be all right. But 14s in an 8 runner, we'll take that. And then horse of the day. I've got two other horses in the same race, but this is the one. 305 Fairyhouse at Gaelic Arc, 80 to 1. It was 50s on Sky last night, 80s Paddy and Betfair, and this morning it's drifted. So we've got 80s on Sky and 100 on Betfair, on Bet365 before I did the video. So 20p each way lucky 15 and a 50p each way single on Gaelic Arc. So Gaelic Arc, the reason I'm saying Gaelic Arc is my horse of the day, I think it's a bit of a lurker. So it's a really competitive handicap. But I have a sense that I wonder if that horse has been laid out for the race. So if you look at it on face value, it's got an apprenticeship that's got a poor strike rate. It's got a trainer, a conditional that's got a poor strike rate. It's got a trainer that's out of form. It's not finished kind of placing in its last runs. There's nothing on immediate paper that will make most people have a bet on that horse. If you look back to last spring, it won 2 races. It won a maiden and novice. And the 2 times it ran and it won, it had a jockey on it called Niall Prendergast, who is the conditional is on it today. The guy's won 3 races in about 170 races or something ridiculous. But 2 of those wins were on that horse, and it's the only 2 times he's ridden the horse. So he's got a good relationship with the horse. And technically it's its handicap debut. I say technically it is its handicap debut because it's been running in basically graded races. It ran in a chase. It's run on soft ground, which I don't think it wants. So yielding is a bit borderline today, but it's run on soft ground, which I don't think it wants. It's run over inadequate trips, and it's run over races with horses that are way better than it. This is back down to its level, so this is its opportunity, I think. And yeah, I'm wondering, and we'll know half an hour before the off if the price starts going in. That would be a good sign. I don't see it as an early morning price crasher per se. So yeah, I've given it a big talk up. It will probably come last now. And please don't get carried away because of yesterday, but it is worth a few pence, certainly, on Gaelic Arc. Okay, right. Get carried away there. Right. So the second bet is this one. So we're going some big prices in the grade ones, and then a couple of others to split it. So it's a split leg, lucky 15 in the big handicap. So all at Fairyhouse, 125 Prairie Dancer 33s, 155 El Barra 20s, 230 Dava Star 40s, and then splitting the 305 Flaming Moon 18s in one leg and Charlie Parks 25s in the other leg. So that is 2 times 10p each way, lucky 15s on those. So some really meaty prices. These ones are rating as kind of unlikely winners, but chances for places, and I think those prices are really, really decent. So that is what we've got in there for bet 2. And then if you want, comparatively, you're like going to be like, why? What is the point? So this is a little win bet. So if those of you like a little win bet, if we've got £2 of our stake here. So it's the 205, and that's where it's leaning. The 205 Kelso, Orbis Walk 5-2. We want that horse to win, and then we're going to roll on to 2 in the feature race at Huntingdon in the 255. So we've got Pic Doré and First Flow. So it's 2 times £1 win doubles. That's what we've got. So it's a fraction of our £15 stake, but I think, and you're not going to get rich winning this bet. But I think it's worth doing in terms of, I believe the bet have value and got profitability. And just because sometimes you need to go for massive prices, sometimes you'll see I chuck these things in. Earlier in the week, I chucked 4 horses that were all between even money and 2-1 in a bet. I'm about value, and value comes in different forms. And obviously, people get more excited when you're picking up a 50-1 winner and saying it's your horse of the day. That could be the bet that gets us a bit of money back in the coffers and everything else gets turned over. So that's what we've got. All right, that is me for the day. So we're back next week. So Monday looks like it's going to be another not so great Monday. So I'm thinking it's unlikely I'll put any selections up in the comments for Monday, but I'll put a little comment to say, put your comments here. Tuesday looks a little bit better than Monday. So we'll see. I think it's Southwell. I think may be the meeting I might be most interested in, and then I'll be back Tuesday night for Wednesday selections, and I think it's very likely to be a late upload on Tuesday night. So there's a chance it might drift into, it might be very early Wednesday morning. So it's either going to be like 11:30 Tuesday night, or it might be like sort of 8:30 Tuesday morning. So Wednesday morning. So very late Tuesday or early Wednesday is when it's likely to be, and then we're back in the rest of the week. So we'll have our usual Wednesday night, Thursday night, and then Saturday, Sunday morning. That is what we've got. All right. Thank you once again for all of the support, even through when it's not going so well, and hopefully a lot of you did all right out of yesterday. Okay. See you on Tuesday night, possibly Wednesday morning. Thank you very much. Bye bye.